Keep your head to the sky. Daughter, don't cry. Your cruise was a flop. Oh, did the music stop? I'm sorry. Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? Can you guys hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I thank you all for coming. I need to see some ones in the chat. I want to make sure. BL, I see you crying. You must can hear me. Hey, KCBL, focus on you, KC, Miss Queenie, Cheryl Burnett. I thank you. I see the ones. Hey, Quani, how you guys doing? Okay, thank you for showing up. Boss Lady, New Jersey, Slappy, TT Speaks, PDP, Soul Sister number one. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, woo cha. Yvette M, Marvelous Me. You mad, huh? Mimi 126, Sexy Toy Lady. Oh, what? Sexy Toy Lady. Mhm. That's an interesting name. Hey, Nurse Shay, how are you doing? Just straight nasty, did I speak? Hey, Lena Pretty Brown Eyes, Tanya Jones. Okay, aka Lolo. Hey Lolo, how you doing? I'm glad to see you here. Hope you're feeling well. Heavy Bear, thank you for being here. Okay, let me see. Chill out. What's going on? Okay, I want to thank everybody who came to spend a little time with me, and we are going to talk about the in Roz's word, the fool of fucking niggotry that Jay Wilson is trying to put out on these streets about that lame ass cruise that he scheduled for his people. Jay Wilson is the lamest of all lames. And I'm gonna start with I have notes. I have to keep notes because I kind of get engulfed with things, and I want to make sure that I hey you talk too much. I want to make sure that I hit everything that I want to hit. Hey Ruby lady. Okay. Oh, okay. This Jay Wilson has proven to be, hey Clyde, how you doing? A two-headed snake. I tell you, Jay Wilson has really shown exactly who he was. Hey Patrice Cunningham, how you doing? Hey Dr. Soapy, how you doing? Okay. And anybody else coming in, if I highlight your comment, hey SK game, how you doing? I'm gonna highlight your comments to let you know I'm speaking. Anybody else I missed? If I missed somebody already 211, how you doing? Um Hold up, wait a minute, how you doing? I think I've spoken to everyone right now. So let's be clear. Let's start from uh Jay Wilson did a live today where he let Heidi No Shame Fly come up there and attack Miss Cruiser. Now, to my knowledge, Heidi didn't even go on his cruise. To my knowledge, Heidi did nothing to help book those rooms on that cruise. But he let Heidi come up there with her bad body, man made body, laid up body, probably bleeding out from her surgery trying to get at Miss Cruiser and from her mommy makeover. How is she up there saying anything to Miss Cruiser? And okay, let's be clear. Let's start from point one. He also said in this live that well, people said I'm trying to steal from Dovey, and I gave Dovey the idea. No, you did not give Dovey the idea. Dovey was the first person to go on the cruise. What you did, Jay Wilson, you tried to sabotage Dovey's Dovication at every turn. And what you did was you called yourself letting Shelly, and Shelly is a main point of conversation in this bullshit that you pulled today with Miss Cruz. Oh, excuse me. With this stuff that you pulled today with Miss Cruiser had a lot to do with Shelly also, who didn't put $1 in a cabin, who didn't put one person in a cabin for you. but you're gonna come up here and talk about what Shelly said, and you have to double check. And if it's not true, then you'll give Miss Cruza an apology. Well, exactly what did Shelly do for you to make this cruise successful, like Miss Cruiser? So why would you even take Shelly's? Was Shelly even on the cruise? Did she even help you fill a cabin on the cruise? While you sitting up talking about you're taking Shelly word, and you have to talk, you take somebody's word, and everybody know it's Shelly hating ass, but you're taking somebody's word, and you're gonna have the same person who said that you all took a group photo when that wasn't true, the same person who never knows what the hell she's talking about, the same person who sits up and pontificates about how to grow a YouTube channel, but she has yet to grow her own YouTube channel. This is who word you took. Okay, let's start from point A. You tried to mess up Dovi's cruise by putting Shelly and Uncle Vivian in there to allegedly help her, and all they did was run back to who? To you. They ran directly back to you, who made video after video. So but you said there's no friends on YouTube. So you mad that Cruiser didn't do what you did with Dovi's Dovication? Is that why you mad? Because Cruiser decided to be an adult and not bow down to you and run back and tell you like she's some little kid, like she owes you something. Is that why you mad, Jay Wilson? Let's be clear. Okay, when Dovication failed, Ronnie Q wasn't on her channel talking about her. I was rooting for Dovey to have a successful event. So when it looked like she was not going to have an event, and she was trying to brainstorm about where she would have her next event, and she was talking about Airbnbs and where she could get an Airbnb, it was me, Ronnie Q, who told Dovey, why don't you do a cruise? Jay Wilson, you are a bona fide pathological liar. You were not the one who told Dovey to do a cruise. Ronnie Q was. So if you don't need to thank Dovey, if Dovey needs to thank you for the idea about the cruise, motherfucker, you need to thank me for the idea that you stole from Dovey, because Ronnie Q was the one who gave Dovey the idea, and not your funky ass, your fat, funky, big belly bacon on the back ass. Anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. We getting into this. Okay. Shout out to Forest Rock. Yes, shout out to Forest Rock, because it was some bullshit that Jay Wilson tried to pull today. Now, also, let's talk about this. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. Um No, I need to go to page 2. Okay. I did not get to hear Cruz's response to Jay Wilson after she stepped down from his panel, but let's go over a couple of things that Jay Wilson said, that he realized that there are no friends on YouTube, but there are some subcontractors that he trusts better than others. So Miss Cruiser was the one who led people in your direction, who booked on your cruise, and you and her both admit that she never asked you anything, never asked you if the people she even referred to you had booked with you. You were the one, Jay Wilson, who came out and said that these people had booked with you. And you were the one who came out and said Cruiser did you a solid, because you didn't have enough people to fill up the boat. And Cruiser led people in your direction. And she did you a solid when you were able to meet your room bookings. But now all of a sudden, you let a fool come in who didn't do anything to advance your cruise, to put bodies on the boat. But then you gonna say, now you Miss Cruiser is from the house of Slytherin, and now all of a sudden, what else did he say about Miss Cruiser? She's from the house of Slytherin, and that you should have known not to trust her. No, you should have known not to trust the person that put bodies on the boat, but you gonna trust Shelly. And where's Shelly from? Where exactly? I don't even think the house, what you call the house of Slytherin, would even accept Shelly because she was below their standards. So you're sitting up here talking about Cruza like a dog, and taking Shelley's word. I am just so outdone by this foolishness that Jay Wilson is trying to pull off. Okay, so now Jay Wilson is on the boat on Bayport, and some I had heard that he did not get off the boat. I don't know if it's true or not. I saw him go live earlier today, and he was sitting in the library. That's where I saw Jay Wilson. Now, in his live, he did just a little while ago with Honest Row up there giving him accolades. But so it shows you how successful your cruise was when the only person who can give you accolades on that cruise is Honest Row. See, that's what your cruise is given. Honest Row is the person who gave you accolades on being a terrible host, having a horrible itinerary, being secretive about all the BS that you did, begging your people for money hand over fist. And let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. You asked for sponsors to sponsor things on this trip that never occurred. So are you going to return your sponsors' money? So you offered sponsors to Miss Cruza said when they dock, people usually go to the beach and they stake out their area, and they may make a banner with the name of their group on it. So Jay Wilson, you did none of those things, but you offered people to sponsor things for you and to put their name on this banner that you never even bothered to go out, stake, or anything. So are these people who you said that they can get their name on the banner going to get their money back, Jay Wilson? Or are you just going to be the money pig that you are and just take money for nothing, for absolutely nothing? You are the laziest, triflingest piece of work in the whole sector of YouTube. You want to sit up and talk about everybody else being on public assistance. You can't do shit unless the public assists your ass. You are trifling and pathetic and disgusting and such a liar. You'll do anything to you talk about Dovey being a scammer. You are the biggest scammer on YouTube, Jay Wilson. And like somebody else said in an earlier live, you have no decorum about you. You have nothing worth speaking of. You profess to be a church going man, but the best you can do is turn your nose up and be little people who are actually homeless. When Dovey didn't have a home, you found such joy in that. What type of man of the cloth sits on here and talks like that about people who has less than them? You are braggart, and you have little to brag on because you're a straight bona fide bum. That's what you are, John. You are a bum, and you are a beggar, and you are a shyster, and you are a scam artist, Jay Wilson. And that's what we see you to be after this cruise. So now he says this motherfucker, who raised you? This motherfucker got all dolled up in a mismatched suit that didn't go together. He tried to wear two different suits as separates and that big old Jewish hat on his head. And then had the nerve to go sit at the table of the ship at the captain's dinner with that hat on his head. What real man does not know that you do not wear a hat indoors, especially at a dinner table? You have no decorum about yourself. You're a classless piece of trailer park trash, just like Tim said you were. And we got the pictures to prove it. We got the pictures to prove everything. So you also said that you had sponsors to pay for the rooms that you needed to get to play your spade game and to have that funky romper competition that you were supposed so mortified to see. I just really hope pictures come out of your fat ass in that romper. I really cannot wait to see your fat funky ass in that romper. But knowing you fucking clammed up about everything about this trip because you know it was going to be an abject failure. You were defeated when you were on your way to the cruise ship with the knowledge that Sean Bradley was going to be there. And then had the nerves to say, oh, we have guests. But when Sean Bradley asked you, what did you mean about we have guests? You tucked your tail. Oh, this is Carnival Cruise Line. You're Carnival's guest. No, your title of your video, oh, I see, we have guests, as if Sean Bradley was your guest. But you can't even host the guests that actually came under your tutelage. You had such an itinerary. And how was it that Sean infiltrated you and your cruise? Sean didn't have anything to do with you and your itinerary or the lack thereof. What was your itinerary? Visits to the library? Is that what you sold these people? Did you tell them that they need to sponsor your trips to the library to hide out? Did you tell these people that they needed to sponsor you saying bon voyage on the third deck underneath the lifeboats because you were so embarrassed and ashamed and mortified that you had plans to come back and tout this as such a lovely vacation, but you had eyes on you who may be critical of what you were doing? Is that what happened? While Sean them up on the upper deck partying and having fun and drinking. And Jay Wilson, it was a question of whether or not you drank, because it was strange that you said on the Bon Voyage trip that you had to wait until you got to international waters to even drink. So, that's a lie, because Sean and them were up there drinking like crazy. But you said you don't drink. So Jay Wilson, if you don't drink, why was it that you had to wait until you got into international waters to have a drink? It seems like you may be a closeted drunk, just like you were a closeted homosexual, come to think of it. That's what it's giving. You're a closeted drunk, because you got to be drunk to think somebody is buying that your trip was successful. Your trip was an abject failure, Jay Wilson, much like yourself. You gave nothing to them people. You offered them people nothing. And you want to brag about some seasickness medicine that you put in the fucking package. You probably bought one box of them and probably just broke them up and put them in the bag. You probably didn't even give them a bottle of these things. Well, Vivian, should I say. And you said that Cruza tried to steal Vivian's light. Cruza at no point did anything but promote your cruise. That's all Cruza did. Cruza didn't say that she did anything other than guide people your way and let them know that you had rooms still open. They would have stayed open had not Cruza guided her people to your rooms. Cruza filled the seats. That's the only thing Cruza did. Cruza, I didn't hear Cruza say she was ungrateful for anything, even when your tacky ass didn't invite her to that little funky ass meet and greet, which you also promoted to be a full open bar. You ain't even have no open bar until Wolverine paid to open the bar. And then come to find out, you ran off to get gift cards as well. And the only reason you ran off to get gift cards from Walmart during your little whack meet and greet was because Wolverine was also paying for those gift cards. You are a shisty, cheap ass, nothing ass, want to appear to be so important ass piece of work, Jay Wilson. You're trash, Jay Wilson. You're absolute trash, Jay Wilson. Okay, let me see what you guys got to say. Hey, Paulette Waters. Hey, Nurse Shay. Let me see. We all knew once he found out that Cruza knew Sean was coming. He was going to be livid. Yes, I said that. I said that in my first thing, that he was going to be livid with Miss Cruza, and he was going to be calling her the House of Slithering. And that is exactly the terminology that he used about him. Yet he pocketed the money he begged for. That's exactly that. Oh, this is going to be the most lucrative month. And he also made money for every booking. For some, I think Cruza said for every 8 bookings, he made $600. And so he's bragging about booking 40 people. So that's $3,000. So with this $3,000 that he made from booking these 40 people, many of which were sent his way by Cruza, he didn't even have the decency to have anything for them to do when they docked at their location. Okay, so let's compare and contrast. I told you this is going to be about compare and contrast. When I saw Sean's video, they went to some restaurant where they had so many courses of taste tests of so much food and drink that it was ridiculous, the amount. They had to not eat everything that was on their plates because they knew they had so many courses yet to come. For $89 is what they paid. Jay Wilson had no forethought to do anything like that. Jay Wilson said on his video, "Oh, I got up early this morning and I ate something, and then I went down and got some gifts from the shops." Well, what did your people do? Did you had nothing? And I just came back to the ship because I had to exercise. Oh, that sounds so exciting, Jay Wilson. What an excursion that must have been for your rider lives, Jay Wilson. But on my way back, some people stopped me and they realized they knew who I was, and they took you on a carriage ride. Some people noticed you and I didn't know them people, but they recognized me. Yeah, you didn't know them because those were some of the people who booked under you, who was referred to you by Cruza, and then they had to take you on an excursion instead of you taking them on a carriage ride. How weak is that? See, these are things you're saying out of your mouth to make us think that you're something that you're not, but you're really telling on yourself. You're really telling what a cheap, greedy, grubby ass, money hungry fool you are. You couldn't take any of that money you made to take those 7 or 8 people on a carriage ride because all the other people didn't know you. The other people didn't know you. Because you couldn't take a couple $100 to take them on a carriage ride so they could see the island. No, because you greedy. You are money hungry, grubby, greedy piece of work, Jay Wilson. That's what you are. Let me see what you guys are saying. Just pitiful. Yes. Finally, somebody is live before I go to bed. Okay. He needs to give back those donations because he didn't pay for anything with the donation. Not one thing did he pay for with he probably paid for his souvenirs that he taken back to whoever he taken his souvenirs back to. He sure didn't pay for anything for these people to enjoy themselves with. Okay, let me see. I saw that one. Okay. He was the worst host ever. And people are saying I'm the worst host, but they're watching, y'all watching, and this going to be the most lucrative month I have. I would have been crazy not to go live because y'all show watching, y'all talking about what a poor host I am. Okay, so that's all you get from the fact that people are saying that you got these people out here in the ocean and was a horrible host. It's about how many coins you're going to make off the views on YouTube. And they are purely going to be coins. The chef dinner, I'm absolutely doing that when I take a cruise. That dinner was out of this world. That dinner was fantastic. The different flavors and meals that they have put together. And Sean had me cracking up when he ate that one thing, that apple thing with the caviar on it. It tastes like a what do you call them things? It tastes like not a fritter. The things that you eat with fish. Hush puppy. Ooh, it tastes like a raw hush puppy to me. And boy, and then when he was turning his face up at some of the stuff, but boy, when he got to something that tastes good, that sucker was licking them fingers. I said, Sean is so country, but he had me cracking up. And some of those things, he was just like, "Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I love me some pig belly. Ooh, that was good. It was like it looked so enjoyable. Everybody was having a good time, and it to compare and contrast that Jay Wilson did nothing but hitch a ride on a carriage that somebody who happened to notice him did had already paid for. It's just laughable. Jay Wilson ought to be ashamed and embarrassed and have the nerve to already try to act like he got it in for Miss Cruiser and that Jay Jay Wilson is a walking abomination. He exactly is, and already has it out for Miss Cruiser, and Miss Cruiser didn't do anything but help him. And then he comes out with all these heartfelt thanks. I want to thank Rainy Bo for the beautiful gift she gave me. He thanked Rainy Bo before he thanked Vivian because it appears that Rainy Bo is a person of means. So he thanked her, and I would like to thank Vivian for everything that she did. Thank the lady with money because he thinks that's going to procure him some hefty cash apps. And then he thanked Vivian. And Cruza tried to take Vivian shine. I wish Cruza would have took Vivian shine and put a razor to that upper lip. That's the only way Cruza could have took Vivian shine. If Cruza came on here and put some nair on her top lip, and that's the only way Cruza could have took Vivian shine, because everybody know that anything that had to do with any technicalities, any work, and and what Cruza don't know is me and Vivian, we had to sit down with the people on the boat and we had to figure some things out. And Cruza wasn't even there. No kidding. Cruza wasn't on the cruise. So you're saying that Cruza should have been there to take care of the business that went on a cruise that she wasn't on? You sound stupid, Jay Wilson. And Cruza wasn't even there. It was your cruise. Cruiser never asked you any questions about the details of your cruise. Did you ever say that? So why would she be there? You knew all the details of your cruise. Cruiser never asked any details about your cruise, and you have admitted as much when she point point blank asked you. So why would she be there, you idiot? Oh, okay. He's a fucking loon. I tell you that he is so disrespectful, a total ingrate. Yes. Okay. Stopping in Nassau is the whole point of the trip. He might as well have caught a riverboat ferry down the Mississippi. Exactly. Exactly. The laughing stock of the sector. Exactly. He didn't take them anywhere. He just posed for pictures. Exactly. And then told the people if they wanted to ask him questions, they can come to him as if he was a king. Girl, child. All facts. Let me see. He hid in the library because he was so afraid someone would take his picture. That's probably why Sean crushed Jay Wilson's entire existence. I do agree. Pitiful. Exactly. I do concur. Fine. Okay. I got to that point. Okay, now let me. Oh, y'all talking up a storm. Hey, Faith, y'all, I see you in here. Hey, YouTube TV. Okay, yes, they did. Yummy. Okay, okay, and I hear that the trip was a total bore. Who goes on a ship and spend the greatest portion of their time in a library? Give me a and it's not true. The police station is not right here. And I told everybody where I was, and they could have come to see me. Come to see you for what? Come to see come they gonna leave a party cruise and come down to the library to see your boring ass in a library? For what? Who are you to come see? But a bore and a money hungry, a money grubbing piece of work. Okay, and now, let me see. Okay, so he said that If he had known that somebody was plotting in reference to Miss Cruiser, if he'd have known that somebody was plotting, he would have done things differently. Okay. So now you said that Miss Cruiser was plotting because Cruiser knew ahead of time that Sean Bradley would be there. And if I'd have known somebody was plotting, I definitely would have moved differently. And you definitely would not have filled up your rooms if you had moved differently. But let's go with the plotting thing. So you say Cruiser was plotting. Okay, so were you plotting when you took a carload of people by Tracy's house all them many times, but you don't want to consider the plots that you do as plotting, but somebody who helped you fulfill your cruise amount has plotted against you? When you sat up there and drove many carloads of people by Tracy's house like it was the capital of San Antonio that you were taking them on a tour to, that wasn't plotting. Were those plots? Are you serious? Oh my God, he is disgusting. He's really disgusting. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so let's review some things. Why is it Jay Wilson don't read over there in reference to Lipstick Alley? Oh, I don't read over there. I don't read over there. So I clicked on his video last night after he said, well, we just got done with karaoke and I'm getting ready, I'm going to the disco. I said, excuse me, to myself, the disco? Where he going, to 1972? He going to the disco. So I wrote up in Lipstick Alley, I said, Jay Wilson says instead of saying he's going to the club, he said he's going to the disco. And I took a picture. I had a gif on there with these old people rocking back and forth, and it had the word disco underneath it. Then all of a sudden today on his live, well, some people have a hard time and had issues of me using the word disco. Well, quit reading over that Lipstick Alley, and you won't know where people have a hard time with you using. And then he goes right back and use the word again, and somebody on his panel say, why you call it disco? How come you don't say it's the club? Like, you are so antiquated and dated and out of place. You are a laughing stock. Talking about he went to the disco. So there's that. So uh let me see. So this is Jay Wilson at the disco. He was dancing. He was cutting the rug. He was getting down at the goddamn on disco. So in here is also Jay Wilson. No, I'm sorry. I was wrong. That was Jay Wilson at the meet and greet. That other picture was Jay Wilson at the meet and greet. I think Jay Wilson at the disco, I have him here. Somebody sent me a snapshot of Jay Wilson at the disco, and I'm going to show you. This was Jay Wilson at the disco, and over to the left, you see Viv checking out his ample bosoms. So this was Jay Wilson at the disco. Thank you, Palm Reader. So Jay Wilson went to the disco and had a good time at the disco. He unpacked Ernest. Ness must have dyed them for him because Ness say she dyed her own on her own wigs and stuff. So Jay Wilson and Viv did visit the disco. So I will not say that he lied about that because we have photographic evidence of him at being at the disco. So Jay Wilson was there at the disco, and he also said, what else did this fool say? Okay. He said that he is going to have to check back and see exactly. Miss Cruza said, what did I do to you, Jay Wilson? Jay Wilson, can you tell me what did I? Well, I got to talk to you. I'll talk to you about that later. Now you on a whole live saying she did something to you, but when she stepped up on the panel and asked you exactly what it was, you had to talk to her about it later because I need to check on some things. Well, it seems like you had already checked it on things. Hey, IGT, and you already came to a conclusion that she did something to you. So what is the did that she did to you? So he could not come up with anything and said that he has to check with some person and somebody asked, Shelly was the one had come on his live when Cruza was on his live, not today, a prior live, and proclaimed that a Cruiser knew 6 months prior to this cruise that Sean Bradley was going on the cruise. So I'm thinking that that date came from the fact that Sean Bradley said that they purchased their tickets in March, and I think that's the only thing that this 6 month calculation has come up to, is that Shelley calculated that since Sean brought their tickets in March, therefore obviously Miss Cruiser has known that they were going since they purchased their tickets. When in fact Miss Cruiser said no. The woman who helped you fill your cruise said no. That's not when I knew about it. It has been said that Miss Cruiser, I did not hear her say this, but on Properly Bonafide's channel, it was said that properly said that Cruiser said she knew about 3 months ahead of time, but I could have sworn her say on her video since they've been on the trip that she knew about a week before. So I cannot tell you exactly when Cruises knew about the trip. Miss Cruiser can better tell you when she knew about the trip, but I can't do that. So it was between either 3 months or a week before is when I heard that Cruiser knew about the trip. So Jay Wilson is taking Shelly's word for any and everything that she says. So there's that. Now I want to drop my link. I dropped my link in here. You're more than welcome to come up and hit the link. Hold on. I want to pin it. Okay. I'm going to pin my link so at any time you're able to come up here, because you guys may know something that I don't know, because I didn't, I cannot stand to watch Jay Wilson all the way through. So I red ball and get the high points and all this stuff. And so Cruiser also said something very interesting on his live. She said that she was doxxed in his live. Her real name was put out in his live by somebody in his chat saying, "Don't trust her full name. Do not trust her." And Jay Wilson, for some reason, act as if this was the first time of him hearing it when she told him it was going on in the very live that it happened in, the same live that Shelly was on there asking her a million questions. So it's real curious that Shelly's on there, the do nothing bitch who did nothing to advance this cruise is on there, and she tried to send money, and I tried to send a donation, but you know what happened in the bank. But show the email. But bitch, it don't matter. If it didn't go through, it didn't go through. Don't nobody need to see shit. You just said you tried to do something and it didn't go through. But it's quite odd that on that same live where you trying to tout that you tried to do something, that Miss Cruiser's full name get doxxed. We know some people for their works. We know some people for who they have always proven to be. That's all I'm saying. So Miss Cruiser, if you didn't know, she was doxxed. So she told him about it again today. Well, I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna have to try to find that and delete that. Okay, you do that, you bitch. Okay. So anyway, what else do I have? Okay, so then here comes Stone Tit Heidi hitting the link. So Heidi, are you on the cruise? Or are you laid up with pus running out your ass and your titties from getting your mommy makeover? So Heidi, what do you have to offer? That's what Cruiser, that's why don't nobody trust you. Well, it seems like he trusts her enough to get those rooms filled, and it seems like she did what she was entrusted to do. But Heidi, what did you do for the cruise? Who are you to come up here and try to have an attitude with Miss Cruiser and cuss Miss Cruiser out? I'm glad she paid your ass dust. And Miss Cruiser's only response to you was, why don't you and Heidi told Miss Cruiser, you just mad, you got busted. And Heidi, Miss Cruiser came back and said, why don't you go bust some numbers on that fledgling channel that you got? I almost died. Miss Cruiser is with the shits. Miss Cruiser is with the shits, and that's what Miss Cruiser told her to do. Go bust some numbers on that fledgling channel you got when Heidi came on there telling Miss Cruza she got busted doing something. You see, I'm with Miss Cruza. It was not her. Jay Wilson always says there's no friends on YouTube. So why did he expect Miss Cruza to come on and tell him that Sean Bradley had purchased tickets on the trip? If he wanted his trip to be so interruptible, so unbustable, he should have had it at a private setting where no other people were. But he just decided to have it on a cruise where there were more seats. And it was a fool on Miss Pizarro's channel that I had to go into it with back and forth. And he did this to her trip, and he did that. He didn't do shit to her trip. He went on the boat. It had rooms. He paid his money. He didn't do anything to Jay Wilson's alleged itinerary. Well, we have an itinerary and we're sticking to it. Well, we had the romper contest, and tonight we're going to have the scavenger hunt. Well, Jay Wilson, what's in the scavenger hunt? What they gonna have to hunt for in this scavenger hunt? Are they going to have to hunt for your pride? They're going to have to hunt for your integrity. Are they going to have to hunt for your self-esteem? We know they ain't going to have to hunt for your dignity because you have absolutely done. Is that what's on the that's what's on the hunt? And then he also said, now this has been on the itinerary. He also said that when he went to port, he had to buy some things for the scavengers hunt, to buy some prizes for the scavenger hunt. Well, you forgot to get that when Wolverine was buying those gift cards, huh? How come you let Wolverine? Oh, but maybe you got paid from the ship, so you threw a couple of coins as some little souvenirs that motherfuckers probably already bought themselves. Jay Wilson is laughable, I tell you, just totally and completely laughable. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I have all my points. Okay, and also, Miss Cruiser said something to Heidi about I didn't get popped. She said, "You're mad that you get popped, that you got popped. You lied on that properly bona fide struck your channel." And I didn't see this live in real time. I went back to it, but I was over on properly bona fide's channel earlier this afternoon, and who pops up on properly bona fide channel but Heidi? And Heidi came up there because she was mad at what Cruiser told her, and she tried to come at properly bona fide. You lied on me. You lied on me. And then she properly she promptly and properly got cursed out and left a pussy bloody mess from her botched mommy makeover on properly bona fide's floor because she got clobbered over there in properly bona fide's chat too. I asked the bitch, how come you on here? Aren't you somewhere healing? Hey, stop lying, TV. But hey, a view is a view. Yes. So Heidi has been all over the place trying to windmill for Jay Wilson when she can't even lift her arms over her head. Oh, busted ass bitch. So anyway, so he called her the House of Slithering, and he said he wants to know, he needs to know how shady Miss Cruiser is. Uh, um, Put a one in the chat if you heard Miss Cruiser say that she's shady. Miss Cruiser has always said she's shady. I am so glad that Miss Cruiser didn't give him a heads up because there's no friends on YouTube. Miss Cruiser knew that nobody was going on that cruise to cause some bodily harm. If they had gone on that cruise to cause him bodily harm, I could see warning them in advance. But what was the need? Ones. Everybody know that Miss Cruiser says herself that she is shady. So what doesn't Jay Wilson understand about Miss Cruiser? Miss Cruiser lets you know she's shady. And thank God she's shady. Because if had not she been shady, we wouldn't have had the glory to see your ass sweat and be in fear and feel inferior about yourself on this cruise as we saw when you were on your way to the cruise, because you already knew that you had lost, because you already knew that you didn't want to spend time with them people and that you had got planned very little to entertain them people or to host these people who had come out to this juicycation. You did very little in effort to entertain these people. And it was so entertaining to see. So who else do I have here? I got one more person here. Oh, okay, karaoke. Shh, 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 shh. I said karaoke, and my dog started barking. He was like, "Oh God, not the karaoke." Poor Viv and her stash, not the pork, not the karaoke. I tell you. So he had missed karaoke the first 2 nights because he had soiled all his clothes and they were hanging out to dry. Because when he found out Sean Bradley was on the cruise and he was going to be found out to be a horrible host who had nothing in store for his guests, so he was able to get his guts together. And Jay Wilson, uh, you always claim that you're chewing ice when you're on your chats in the dark, off screen, always chewing and smacking. But it's obvious that you are chewing more than ice, you big belly, big back bitch. Your back is look. I thought that this would be the biggest back that I saw at on this cruise. I really thought that this would be the biggest back that I saw on the cruise. But I see that Jay Wilson is still in competition with Tracy. But he did crown Tracy as the queen of the cruise. No, Jay Wilson, you're the queen of the cruise. Tracy did have a good time. Tracy seemed like she had a very fun, fantastic time. But Jay Wilson, you, my dear, are the queen of the cruise. And Jay Wilson, the next time you go on a cruise, can you bother to buy some real sandals? Because them Birkenstock shoes that you have on have really had it. They had it the first time they appeared when you went to Las Vegas and took that flight. But at least you were on a cruise and your ankles were able to shrink because you're an old bitch, and every time you change altitude, the motherfucking ankles swell up like a old arthritic old bitch. You fucking, oh, he makes me sick. Look at the boobs. The titties are tittying in that pink shirt. And this is what's under that pink shirt. The titties are always tittying on Pastor Tit Wilson. So, yeah, that's all I got. I was just thoroughly disgusted about these lives he put forth. And now he's trying to blame the failure of his cruise on Miss Cruiser, when in fact, Miss Cruiser was the reason that he was allowed to go on the cruise and get a free cabin and all these things. Miss Cruiser did not try to take any light from Jay Wilson's cruise. So let me see what you guys have to say about Jay Wilson. Dead. Hold up. That's Jay Wilson. I thought that's Jay Wilson on the cruise singing karaoke. That's him. That's him. That's him. Yes. Them ham hog ankles. That's him. Yes. That's him. Yeah. That's him. That's Jay Wilson. Let me see what you guys say. Why that lady in the background look like she's flabbergasted by his feet, though? Oh, I tell you. He if you guys go to the person Rainy Bow, she was the one who put up the video of his karaoke singing. Now he did a Luther Vandross song. He's the reason his cruise is a failure. He did a Luther Vandross song, which was horrid, and then he did Lionel Richie "Hello." And what I said was, well, he did make the song his own, and he did those high notes and stuff. And Properly Bonafide said, "Girl, he just sounded like he did a whole lot of church runs to me. It was horrible." Hey, how you doing, girl? It just sounded like he did a whole lot of church runs to me. But he did have, he did hit him with that those little high notes that he do. So he won the crowd over with his high notes. And so, okay. Hey, Heather Hartman, how you doing? Jay Wilson is definitely an opportunist. I concur. So now I want to know, what do you guys think about how Jay Wilson has come out and talked about Miss Cruiser? Have you guys seen this video where he talked about Miss Cruiser? Y'all remember he stopped coming on camera a few months ago saying he was getting cruise ready. No, sir. Your tail been eaten. And he's always eating on those. And boy, look for the blow up. Don't look for the glow up. Look for the blow up. Because I tell you, he has been pitifully shamed, and the whole thing has to do with his lack of self-esteem. The whole thing has to do with you cannot fool us because he was so broken at the thought of Sean being there. Well, they're going to say that they spent so much money, and they're going to say they did things because they did. Because they did do things better. Because they planned. They actually paid properly. They actually did do things better than you, Jay Wilson. Everything that they did seemed fun. Everything that they did seemed like they were enjoying each other's company. Everything that you did seemed like you were hiding out, seemed like you were in fear, seemed like you felt that you were less than. Everything that you did. Oh, we had fun. Oh, we had fun. Well, how come you didn't show any of the fun you were having on your on these videos that people paid to see? People didn't pay to see you sitting in a library. People paid for you to have internet service for you to have fun. Well, I was since y'all want to see what's going on, y'all got to pay for it. Well, motherfucker, didn't nobody pay to see this boring ass shit? That ain't what people paid for. You saying y'all had all this fun, that's what people pay for. Didn't nobody pay to see this boring ass shit you presented, Jay Wilson? Are you serious? Okay, he did eat that whole. He pulled the chair up to the buffet and just got a fork and just started eating. He thought the buffet was a single table. So that's all I have to say about this cruise. I was highly disgusted by Jay Wilson talking about Miss Cruiser and not thanking Miss Cruiser. And it lets you know the fact that he didn't email Miss Cruiser a invitation to his meet and greet in Miami was also a calculated move because he said he found out Thursday, which would be that Sean Bradley was going. And Thursday night was the night of his meet and greet. So he did not email Miss Cruiser an invitation. And that always stuck with me like how tacky is that when she helped you get your numbers up. And well, she sent people your way and they happened to book, but she never checked back and say, well, I sent this many people your way, did they book with you? She ain't never asked nothing. She just sent them his way, and he ate them up like he eats everything up. He gobbled every person that Miss Cruiser sent him so he could, oh, I got my 40 people, oh, I got my 40 people, and didn't and have the gall and audacity to call her a snake from the house of Slytherin. He apologized once he go and check some things out to see if people lying. But what you know is not a lie is that she helped you get your rooms. What you know is not a lie is she never asked you about anything about your trip. You know that's not a lie because you've already admitted that that's not a lie. So what do you need to check out? And who are you checking this out with? A bitch who didn't put a body on the boat, a bitch who didn't put a dime towards you, put money in your pocket. Is that who you checking out? Whether Miss Cruiser is slithering or is a snake or not to be trusted? Is that who you checking it out with? Well, I got to check with somebody. The same motherfucker who lied to you. Oh, he's an idiot. Did he ever go live with the Rider Lives though? He was always alone talking B sector man is miserable. I heard that he went live and okay, somebody's coming up. And that Miss Vivian, Uncle Viv, he gave her a little shine and he went live and he gave her a little accolades. Hold on, under new management. Is this you under
Okay.
new management?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, girl? What do you
Uh,
think? I,
uh,
I done
what
talk my
I got
mouth
to
dry.
say, I gotta hurry up because I only got my battery as well. But far as her rather Miss Cruiser knew if Sean was coming or not, my opinion, that's none of his business. And that's my kind of girl who can hold water on her stomach.
Hello.
That's all I got to say. Thank you for
I
having me
appreciate
on.
it. I appreciate it and I agree. Thank you for coming.
Uh huh.
Okay, so you guys are welcome to hit the link if you guys have anything to add to this and tell us how you feel about Jay Wilson's video talking that craziness about Miss Cruiser. I mean, he didn't even thank her. He thanked Rainy Bowl and he thanked Vivian, which he should have thanked Vivian because Vivian was the point person and Vivian was the one who blew out her cricket print and all them shirts. He didn't even wear his own shirt, his Juicycation shirt. You notice when people were boarding the cruise, they all had their group shirts on. Here he come with some old wrinkled up plaid shirt on. He didn't even wear his own shirt. He knew that shit was trash. He didn't even wear it himself. But everything he wore was trash, actually. So it wouldn't be like people could distinguish one trashy shirt from another trashy shirt that he wore. But anyway, I think he wore that pink shirt 2 days. Cruiser owes him nothing but what she gave him, and that was a cruise advice. And she didn't know him that. She should have charged him for that. Your camera's on. Okay, you got it off. Okay. Um, let me put up
My girl like that.
right right to be told. I ain't did her nothing. I just took a picture. I ain't did nothing to her. She did it to herself, girl. Girl,
I'm
what's
going
going
on the
on?
next trip that Tracy's on, so don't do her.
That's good. It seems like you'll have fun. It seems
hmm
like you will have fun because she had fun.
She
Go
did
ahead.
have fun. She did. So I want to say I completely understand what Jay Wilson is saying. Why he's upset. It's
Mm,
simple. It's simply that he didn't want to be surprised. He wanted the heads up, and I get it. I think he's wrong because the only person obligated to give you a heads up is a friend, unless you're
mm,
in danger. And since he
mm,
preaches every day, there's no friends on YouTube. You can't then want to what's the word? Attribute the values
mm.
and of and characteristics of a friend to her and to the relationship that they have, and then still say we're not friends.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I do understand what he is saying. It's just contradictory to what he preaches.
Right. And it's
So
also contradictory to who he is as a person, in my opinion.
I don't know if he would have told her if I don't know if it was the other way around he would have told her, because understand I don't believe Miss Cruiser thought he was in any danger.
Right.
And so I don't know if he would have told. If so, I don't see where she is wrong for not telling. Could she have told? Yes. Well, we have all wanted to know if we were in his shoes. Yes, but she didn't have to tell him. But I don't know if he would have told her, because I don't understand what he felt like was going to happen to him. Um, that he should have been, what I'm saying, that he needed to be on guard about. Besides, he doesn't like surprises, so I
Well,
don't.
so what? Well, so and Sean does. So he doesn't like surprises. Sean does like surprises. She says she liked both other people. So should she be disloyal to Sean to be loyal to Jay Wilson, or disloyal to Jay Wilson to be loyal to Sean? There's no friends on YouTube. So just mind my business.
I
Just
was gonna
mind
say I don't think she
my
was loyal
business.
to anybody, either one of them. She stayed out of all of it, because
Exactly.
even when she said she had she referred people from the church sector over
Hmm.
to Jay Wilson. She never even asked. Now, see, I would have naturally asked, "Did my people
Hmm.
get in contact with you?" Just
Hmm.
because I wanted to make sure the contact happened.
Hmm.
But she didn't even do that. So she
But she said
totally, she totally was minding her business.
yeah, she said the reason she did not do that because she didn't want it to be like she was involved in any way. She just sent him bodies, and if they booked, they booked. She didn't want it to seem like she was trying to get into his cruise and
Exactly.
put her hands all in his cruise, which was a good thing and which was a smart thing. Hindsight being what it is,
Yeah, and it
so
seemed
you
like he
can't
wanted
say.
it both ways, right?
Mhm.
It just seemed like he wanted it both ways, and I don't know. She respected it. She didn't get in the middle of it. She let you guys She gave you advice. You guys did the legwork. You did what you want to do. But now you're kind of, I don't know. She, I don't know. I get what he's saying, but I'm just like, it just is what it is. You just can't, I mean, you can't tell people what to do. You can't say, we're not friends. You don't owe me any loyalty. You don't want to tell me. But at the same time, say, well, we go way back. And this is something that I would have told you. And we have a connection. Like all the things you just say, friend. Just say you think she's a friend. You do consider her a friend. Just say that.
I don't think because I think the reason why he says there's no friends on YouTube because it keeps him safe to
Mm-hmm.
do whatever he wants to do, and then he can say, "Well, I told you ain't no friends on YouTube." It's like the frog helping the injured snake across the water, and then when the drowning snake across the water, and when they get to the shore, the snake bites the frog. Well, you knew I was a snake when you gave me a ride. See, I think that is his out, and by saying there are no friends on YouTube, so he can do any type of thing because he don't want to be a friend because he know he's liable to do some underhanded things. That's my opinion about why there's no friends on YouTube. Because you can have some friends, you can meet some people and become friends. Of course, obviously you can fall out. Obviously, something can be done where you no longer are friends, but there you can develop friendships. But it is what it is. In real life, you develop friendships, and you may no longer you grow out, or something happen, and you're no longer friends with that person. So I think that is only an out for Jay Wilson to do slimy stuff on YouTube.
So do
That's
you
just my
think?
opinion.
No, I totally agree with you. And it just when you were saying it, I had my mind going. So do you think it is definitely his out? But what do you do?
Hold on one sec. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring properly up. Come, I just properly. Your camera's on. I just want you to know I'm not gonna put a banner up. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just want to know
Go ahead.
what do you think about when he says there's no friends on YouTube, which means like you said, you can act a fool on YouTube and do what you got to do on YouTube to make your money. But what do you do when you also? I believe he thinks they had an offline connection and friendship. So how do you handle that when you believe there's an offline one, but online you say there's no connection, but then you are trying to apply those offline relationships. He's trying to apply pressure to the offline relationship and spill it over into online. I just don't.
What
He he
what
he's
what I
he's
what I
confused.
what I think is he's a hypocrite. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's what the word hypocrite is reserved for.
Well, I was
Yeah.
trying to define it without saying.
Okay.
So
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
said
keep
I
it
wasn't gonna
simple.
come up here. I ain't come up here to talk about I ain't coming up here to talk about my girl Cruza, okay? Because I feel bad earlier when she came on. She said, "Oh my God, it's just her," and then I seen she said it on Lipstick Alley too, and I was like, "Wait, I wasn't trying to hurt. I'm just saying what I saw." But I do hear what you're saying in regards to Jay Wilson, though. He says that there are no friends on YouTube because.
Mhm.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm at my dad's house. That's why I've been in the car all day. Okay, because I don't want to do this over here. So anyway, um, they say there are no friends, and he says there are no friends in YouTube. So that he can fuck you how he want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? He has
Mm-hmm.
to get used
Mm-hmm.
to. You know what I'm saying? And if he, the human side of him some way can come out a little bit, okay? And he gets caught up with somebody as like a friend. If they do him wrong, which we've seen so many times, he can say, "Well, there are no, he's trained himself so that he doesn't ever let that human side out and actually like somebody enough to fully respect them and not use them and not dog them out. Because if you notice, he tries to use everybody, even the men, even the guys that fuck with him. He tries to use them. He tried to use QB, and when QB was so outrageously like vocal about the shit that was going on with that little show that he had, he dogged
Mm-hmm.
he dogged QB.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to dance around and feel a little satisfied in talking about James when that gentleman panel went down, because he did have some little jabs, you know what I'm saying, at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that it was just enough to satisfy him without getting in some deep trouble. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Right, because they was going back and saying little shit. It just didn't get way out of hand. Okay,
Right.
and then he's fucked over Rebel, even though Rebel's two faced. But he did fuck over Rebel. Just all these other people, like, we can say all the women too. He's just he's a user. And he has to say and come up with mantras and stuff to justify the way he wants to operate on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So then can't
Right.
nobody hold his feet to the fire. He's always what do you call it when somebody is let go? Like he's always acquitted of the bullshit, or he
Mm-hmm.
thinks he should, like, by his people. He feels
Right.
like, yeah,
He has an out. He
yeah,
has an out always.
yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree. Now I have a poll up, and 91% so far is going 91% so far. Okay, I want everybody to take the poll. Please hit the like after you take the poll. I greatly appreciate that as well. But now, so what do you think about oh, I just had a mind fart. I had it in mind. Okay, so what do you think that the biggest thing that Jay Wilson, the biggest reason why Jay Wilson is mad that Sean came? Do you think that it's because he thought that Sean's event was going to upstage his event, or do you think it was because, or do you think it was because he felt like, well, no, that's the same thing. That his event wasn't up to par, or he was going to be able to show some things that Jay Wilson didn't want to show.
I felt like he didn't think it was going to be friendly or cordial, and he
I
didn't know
agree.
what to do. He didn't know how it was going to turn out. What's your name? Your other guest member? I'm sorry.
Right to be told.
Right to
Right to
be.
be told. Oh, thank you. I mean, hello. How you doing? I know
Hi.
she don't like me, but yeah.
I have never spoken against you. That's not true.
Oh, don't you be okay? I might have you missed out with somebody in Jay Wilson chat.
I am a Jay Wilson trap. I don't speak against you.
Oh, okay. Maybe I saw your name and thought
Girl,
it was
I
you.
am Queen Neutral. I need to change my name.
Oh, okay. So I really feel like he didn't think it was gonna be. I think he thought it was gonna be something going on all the whole time where it's them against them. So I really do think Sean played that well by going on about his business. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm. I do
saying?
too.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do
Oh,
think I think it's exactly that. He wanted the heads up just in case there
Yeah.
was some. He just didn't want to be surprised. That's just simple. He just did not want to be surprised. He wanted the heads up. And remember, I was watching Sean and Jay Wilson. They was battling up until they left to get
Hmm.
to Miami.
Yep.
So to,
right.
to talk
Right.
all that trash and then find out you're gonna see the person in 4 hours would shock me too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh well. A lot of things shock us in life, and we just keep on living, right? Unless we die.
Hmm.
So I'm okay. So hey, we never get everything we want in life, and we just gotta roll with it. But he was unable to roll with it, in my opinion. So now I want to ask you about another situation that came up on the boat. So Tracy was in a panic that MU had gone missing. So and then I read that the last time Tracy heard from her, MU was on her way to interview one of those 50 men who came on the boat. So
Hmm.
now there's been two things that have come out. Do you think MU went to look for something that is mind altering, or do you think that she went to look for some peen?
Peen, because I would have been looking for Peen.
Ooh.
Peen for 500, Alex.
I'm trying to understand what the interview was. I'm trying to see what the interview was about. That didn't make no sense. Interview about what?
I think she just wanted to mix and mingle.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
always leave my friends to go look for the men. When we go ladies' night out, I'm like, ladies, I'll be back. So
Okay.
I would have definitely, yeah,
Okay.
I'm with her on that.
Okay. Well, I'm about to end that poll. I'm about to end my poll, and we're gonna see what the results of the poll is. Okay. So there's the results. 89% say she should not have told. Only 10% think she should have told. So we are in the majority. I think it was the best thing for the beef sector. And that's it, and that's all. So you guys have any closing words?
You said you thought what part was the best thing for the B set? Just this whole weekend?
Her not telling. was
Oh,
the best thing for the beef sector.
oh yeah, her not telling what? Yes, because that would set this shit on fire if she said what
Hmm.
at. She just said where she was at. Come on, watch that lady.
No, she's talking about Cruiser.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about Cruiser.
Cruza.
Yeah.
No. You know I don't agree with that. You know what I?
You
You know
don't
what I? You
agree,
know what I feel? I agree. I was reading this on Lipstick Alley, and I really agree with this. She did not have to tell. I won't even say she should have told, but she shouldn't have mentioned it that she knew anything about it.
but if she, but why? Okay, I can see
Because she
her
still
saying,
wanted to maintain, because the shit was obviously upsetting to her YouTube YouTube ship with Jay Wilson. We all knew that. We all knew by her saying that he was gonna be pissed. You was calling it, other people was calling it.
But she would have had to lie though.
No, she would.
yeah, she want to
She would have had
lie
to lie because
because
that
he would have
Thursday
came
she
to
met
her
with,
and asked.
yeah, she met with Sean. It would have been like, well, how'd you know Sean was there? You know what I'm saying? If she'd had to lie.
Yeah, and listen,
But she no,
she's not.
because we would have known Sean was, because Sean could have hit her up once we saw her the night before at when we saw her Thursday at the hotel and in the airport. Sean could have hit her up and they met up. So how'd you know Sean was there? He hit me up when he saw that I was in got that on Miami. Boom. That's not a lie.
But she didn't want to lie. She
That
didn't
is,
want to.
No lie.
She didn't want
that
to
is
lie.
a lie.
No,
That is a lie. Listen, listen.
Cruiser just wanted to be part of all of it. And
No.
I think she went too far. I
Well,
think
she
did not.
said she messy. But listen, so more than Cruiser, more content creators than Cruiser knew months ahead of time.
Yeah,
Okay,
who is
so
putting
is
that
he?
out? First of all, tell me who's
So
putting that out so I can think on how I feel about it.
well,
Yeah, because Sean, I didn't hear Sean say that either.
Yeah, me
no,
either.
no, listen. I heard one content creator who recently got still smoking cigarettes when he said he hadn't smoked in years,
Who's
and
that?
then forgot to turn off his camera and
Duchess.
packed a pack of cigarettes and started smoking,
Wasn't
and
that
then
funny?
everybody believed that smoker cough that he had was him coming over. Even Sean was in the chat and said, "Oh, you got a nasty cough," and he said, "Oh, I'm just getting over a cold," and then he thought he hit the end of the live, and he grabbed a pack of cigarettes and packed them. You know how they slap them cigarettes on each end and pulled out a cigarette and started smoking. Okay, he said that Sean had told him months before,
Yeah.
and King Roman News
Oh,
also
okay.
insinuated that he knew.
Yeah, I would like them to know how. I would like them to disclose how they knew and then run it by Sean and see if Sean had told them.
Well, he's
Oh, I had
the cigarette smoker said that he knew because Sean told him. That's what he said.
I can't wait for Sean to get back on the boat and address that. Because
Okay.
that's what I'm waiting. Because my thing at the end of the day, even if they did know, you cool, semi-cool, you cool enough to help Jay, you cool enough to, when everything was exposed, not to go too far with him. If you I would just not have told. I wouldn't have told, but I would not even told YouTube that I had known anything about it.
But the bigger question is he gonna have the same heat for them that he had for Cruiser? That's my point in saying all of this.
Who's
He
them?
doesn't talk to them at
Yeah.
either one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
he calls
But
Roman
he still talks
They've
crap
actually
about him.
been fighting for the last few months.
Yeah.
But then is he gonna then that'll be more reason to fight and swing. Is he gonna fight and swing at them because of
But
this?
he's
More.
not close to them like that. Like
No. Mm-mm.
She ain't close to her either. Ain't no friends on YouTube.
He don't even converse with them niggas.
No,
Man.
not at all.
Okay. All right.
No, they've been fighting lately, and
Yeah.
apparently he fought with King Roman News a long time ago, and I don't think they made up.
And I think he's trying to.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to make up with King Roman News, because you can tell how he's really hesitant to really like read or to drag. He'll say a little something, but then try to pull it back and stuff like that. He wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, but he has a friendship, an invisible friendship with Cruiser, because it's there, but he don't want to claim it online.
You know?
So that's it's weird.
And when she peeped it, when Cruiser peeped it about with that shit with Shelly and stuff, but even before Shelly got on what's called channel, when Vivian was on Shelly's channel, when she peeped the bullshit, Cruiser eliminated the invisibility of the friendship and just said, okay, now you just regular for real. Because before that happened, I feel like she still had some old, that's my YouTube buddy type of stuff going on. Then when Vivian got over there, act like Vivian had just did everything, and then they went and then Shelly did the shit over on Jay Wilson's. I think Cruza, I
It
feel
started
like
on the
her.
spaceship, remember?
Oh
Because
yeah,
she asked her, Cruiser got there and said, "What else did Vivian
yeah,
tell you,
that's,
Shelly?"
yeah.
Yeah, that, and then she followed, and then Cruiser followed them over to Jay Wilson, and jumped on the panel. In,
And
yeah, I remember.
she was through with them now. Did she want to just go all the way in? Nah, but she was like, you gonna jab, I'm gonna jab now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I get from the whole thing. You gonna jab, I'm jabbing. This little invisibility thing is kind of shaky. And that's what Shelly had peaked. And I knew that was gonna get back to him. I knew somebody was gonna put a spin. Somebody in his camp was gonna put a spin. When I put a spin, I knew somebody saw it like that and was gonna tell it back to him that they felt that. I knew that. And when it was Shelly, I was like, oh yeah, why wouldn't it be Shelly? You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that she had something more than most people do, maybe not more than Vivian, and it hurt his feelings for her to know and not tell it. And that's why I said I just wish that she would have kept it to herself.
Let me let somebody up. I think Shelly was the one who told it, in my opinion.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe.
Amalia?
Hey, hi
Okay.
everybody.
Hello.
Hey,
Good evening. Happy Sunday. Ronnie
same to
Q, I
you.
love you, boo boo. I love,
Love you
oh
back.
my God, properly bona fide. Mwah. I'm just a lowly chick. I'm just somebody that sit down and watch. I don't hit panels a lot, but I'm just gonna give my little 2 cents and I'm gonna drop down. Um, First of all, I think Jay Wilson is a shady ass some bitch.
Yes.
I
Me too.
Cruiser put him on to a business.
Okay.
Really, if you really look at it, Cruiser put him on to a very lucrative business. This is something that my sister-in-law does. And she told him how to get the customers and how to wow them and how to get more. She really gave him a blueprint and he ruined it. That's just my thoughts. And y'all can take that and go with whatever y'all want to go. But that's just my opinion. Um I don't know what his thought process is, but for me, if Cruza had came to me and said, you know what, Amala, I know you reached out to me and said you needed help with this, and that. This is what you need to do. I would have peaked game and I would have set my fat ass down and I would have said, okay, let me listen to this lady because she's obviously very successful at what
Mm,
she's doing. And I could use this to grow it and pay my mortgage. I
mm-hmm.
can use it to pay off my vehicles. I can use this and do a whole lot of other things beyond YouTube. But you know what? He chose because he's so fucking miserly and messy to go the alternate route, which was to smear this woman. This is her business. This is what she does. She's
Mm-hmm.
very good at it, and it's her forte. She
Mm-hmm.
put him on game. He should have sat his ass down, listened, and said, wow, thank you, Cruza. Let me throw you back a little something for the 40 people that I got on because you put me on something. She
Right.
really helped him because instead of driving that Uber, his fat ass, minister, pastor, whatever you want to call yourself, his fat ass could have been sitting somewhere, throwing her back a little bit of change for just putting him on and helping him to recognize and realize a whole new career.
Amala.
How about
Preach.
that?
And he's supposed to have just got finished being
Tra-
going to classes to be a travel agent as well.
mhm.
So I mean, that should have
Okay,
clicked with him.
That seemed like that's the lie he was telling.
see,
Now, Now, earlier today on my channel, a lady came through, two ladies came through and said that Cruza said that he was getting $600 per 8 passengers. So if you add that up, did you add this up earlier in this video, Ronnie?
No, I didn't add it up, but they
That's
said it was
three.
over
That's
three
Yeah, I
$3,000.
didn't know
thousand
if you,
dollars. Three
I
thousand
didn't know if you
dollars.
went back and looked. Okay, I didn't know.
Now,
Okay, so now
Wait a minute. Wait a
now,
minute.
Miss
Y'all
Cruza,
help me with my
you
math. Am I right?
3,000. Yeah.
right. So
Okay.
you mean to tell me that this lady then helped you get $3,000? Now you acted like $3,000 was all that when they so-called gave it to you when you lost your job, right? So she didn't help you
Mhm.
get
Right.
$3,000, have another successful event. So according to you, successful event, and you sitting up here talking about you don't know if you want to, you're trying to like demonize her. Now I'm saying I do feel a certain way about what happened as far as the Sean Bradley surprise and them, but I feel like, yeah, you want to demonize her, like you got to use her and make $3,000. So I mean, why are you even trying to add on and keep up some shit with her now? Like you made $3,000 off of her. Like why is that not?
Probably.
Go
Hold
ahead.
up. Hold up. Probably. Not to cut you off, sis. I'm talking about. I'm looking beyond the cruise. I'm talking about for
Right.
sitting some damn where worried about, oh my God, I'm driving this here car that the Uber done leased to me. I got to give Uber a little piece of change to drive the vehicle so I can make a little bit of coin. Oh, guess what? With what Cruza gave your ass, you wouldn't have had to do nothing kind of nothing but sit on your butt and
He wouldn't have to
talk
jingle no.
and get people to sign on to the cruise. She
He
put
wouldn't
you
have to
on,
jingle
bruh.
coins. He could fold some dollars. He could have been
Yes,
able to fold some dollars and stop jingling and dancing for coins.
that's
But
all. She put you on, and you can't even appreciate what this sister did. She reached back and helped a brother.
But now
For
I don't
me,
believe he got no
shout out to
license.
Cruza.
I don't believe he got a license to be no travel agent. I don't think he finished it.
But he could have
maybe
did
not.
all
Maybe
of
not.
that. That's beyond it. That's nowhere neither here nor
But
there. What he
travel
How?
gave him the
agents are kind of
blueprint.
obsolete. Travel agents are kind of obsolete in this climate anyway. But he still could have, flipped that and booked more and more and more cruises because he knows so many churches, and he could have got a whole lot of church
Yeah,
groups
get
together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and yeah, in the
Yes.
total all he paid Cruiser was hot breath and disrespect.
And that's really unfortunate for him because she laid it down for him and let him see the potential of what he could do to solve all of his problems. Cruiser, up, sis, help me out. And I'm gonna
that's
be
what
so
I'm
appreciative.
saying. I
Cause
was like, you picked Dave Wilson? Why you ain't pick me?
yes,
Yeah, Jay Wilson is a piece of work, I tell you.
So if he
all
had
So
40
right,
people, he had
yeah,
at least if he had 40 people, he had at least 20 cabins. Is that what we're saying?
child.
I don't
This is
believe
the
it.
this is
it
a
depends on how they
textbook
book. It
example
depends
of
on how
biting
they
the
bid.
hand that feeds you. He
No,
bit it
they
off.
said
He bit the whole arm off. I'm sorry,
eight
Ronnie.
people per booking. It's not per cabin. It's per booking.
Oh, someone changed it back to
I was
per
saying.
booking. Oh, okay.
It was per booking.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that don't sound right. No, maybe it had to be per cabin
When
because
usually it's two people per
per
cabin.
booking.
So
It's
that's what I
Yeah,
usually
was saying. That's at least okay.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna drop my
so
little
that's
bubble
he said
butt
he had.
nose ass down. Hi,
Thank you for
everybody,
coming up. I
again.
appreciate it.
Well, he
Thank you,
did.
I
love.
appreciate you
Hi,
coming up.
Maya.
All
He
right,
did say he was going
hi,
to do
everybody.
more of. He was going to do another event after this, but it'll be on land.
But yeah, but he's no longer talking about cruising. I properly brought that up. Now he's talking about doing something local or not local,
Hmm.
in the
Houston or where else was it?
Well, Cruiser said, okay, so if he was going to go be a travel agent, I don't know how well that would have done because Cruza was the one that told him, "Don't even get a travel agent for this trip here." She told him to call directly to the
Yeah,
Carnival line,
she
and
did.
to the cruise
Yep.
line, and she told him which cruise lines were, she would recommend, and she told him about, call directly to Carnival, and this is how you get
Hey,
started when you know you're going to have a certain amount of people. So if she told him how to circumvent a travel agent, it's kind of wasting his money to go become a travel agent.
But she saved
Uh,
him some money.
yeah, yeah, but why wouldn't other
But,
people
like,
circumvent a travel agent too?
and exactly, and that's why I say he didn't even have to become a travel agent because they're kind of obsolete.
Right,
So
right.
he could have just did booking of trips. He could have, you know, spent it and booked trips and do like cruise. I ain't even got to go on the cruise, but get the cruise together and be like, hey, it's a ship leaving, and it can be this, that, and the other, and that's what she could have did. He
right.
So,
could have did
so this is
because
separate.
that's what she did. That's what she did.
Mm-hmm. Can I actually just do so? Watching the three videographers on this trip, whose videos did you like the best and why?
I like Sean Bradley's the best because they seemed like they had real authentic fun. Tracy is just not used to anything, so you gotta get her out of the house
Don't do
with
Tracy.
some water. With some, and this is my show. If you get out of the house and somewhere with some running water, she gonna be happy. And drink package too. Tracy was in hog camp. It didn't take
Oh.
much to impress her, but I think Sean Bradley really made the best of the trip.
Yeah.
They weren't pleased with the boat. They said that was kind of like a ghetto boat, which I believe it was because you looked at the water, it was quite yellow, and he's used to traveling, and
Mm,
said that was his first cruise, and he was just eking it out, looking at checking it out and see what it was all up, what cruising was all about. So I think that he had a good time. He made a good time. Maybe a situation that he really travel situation that he really wouldn't have been in. But I think he had a good time, and I think he showed a good time. I liked all the laughter, the camaraderie with his group, and I definitely love that eating at that tasting that they
yes. You talking about
that was
the
so
chef's table, right?
yes,
And
the chef
yes,
table. That
yeah.
was so
Oh,
fun.
seen all that, all them.
That happened
Wait,
today.
dinner tonight?
I think it was today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was today, girl. You gotta see it, girl. They had all these different little little
Top,
I wouldn't call them I guess
top,
entrees or
like,
something, but it was like, huh? It
was
was so many different
like,
It was like
servings
samples,
of them.
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, sample sizes. And
Hmm.
then it was so funny. He would eat something that he didn't like, and he like turned his face up, and then you could tell if he liked it. He was licking them fingers. I was like, boy, ain't a napkin in sight. Don't need no napkin. But it was so fun. And then they were pouring wine with a complimentary wine
Yeah,
or whatever with them and stuff. And he said, "Ooh, y'all gonna be drunk for y'all. I don't drink. Y'all gonna be drunk when y'all leave here." But it was cute. It was
yeah.
nice.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I, yeah, I know the nice dinner from when we went on that family cruise last year. So like that's a nice dinner. You can order as much as you want, but we had lobster tails coming. We was tearing it up. Yeah, all the wine. Well, like they'll give you the wine bottle complimentary, but like I do wine, but I like cocktails, so I had to buy cocktails.
I
Yeah.
bought that expensive. I went last year too, last summer. I bought that expensive drink package, but and they say unlimited, but it's limited. It's limited to 15 drinks a day.
Yeah,
And my friend that I went with, he maxed out every day, so it was worth the money. But
yeah.
I agree. I liked Sean's video because I'm all in the cruising section anyways of YouTube. So I
Okay.
like to watch the cruisers talk about the cruises, what they can do on the cruise and show it and tell you what it's like. And I personally think the conquest, the victory, the freedom, and the sunrise all need to go have several seats. They're outdated, but they only go out for 3 to 4 days, so they don't find the need to update them. But then I think Tracy's was fun just because you saw. I also like to see girls trips. Like I watch some vloggers when they go on vacation with their girls. So watching her video and hearing her stories were fun too. I will admit, from Jay Wilson, I didn't I didn't see Rainy Bo did a good video when she showed him in karaoke. So I was
No,
like,
we
oh,
talking about
okay.
Jay Wilson.
I
That
know.
don't count. That don't
No,
count.
I'm gonna say I switched over
Okay.
because whenever I watched him, he was on a panel with us. Not us, but you know what I'm saying. Like I didn't see what he was doing.
He was more
So, oh,
enthralled
go ahead.
with what people were saying in his chat as usual than being in the moment on the boat showing any fun
Yeah.
he have.
So the lady was saying something about when I said, she said something about hold up. I thought the drink package come with cocktails. So I didn't buy the drink package. We were on a 7-day cruise. I had bought me and my daughter's cruise package. I wasn't buying no $600 because 7 days you got to buy for every day. You don't get to
Yeah,
pick what days you want to have cocktails.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
I'm
don't blame you.
about my cocktails. And if my cocktail is not right, and I figure if you got a drink package, they finna be watered down and waxed.
Watered down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a lightweight at all. I can get it in. Okay. So I was like, no, I'm not going to pay $600 for me and $6 for her because we was in the same room. So
Hmm.
when you do that, you have to buy for everybody in the room.
Both people have to do it, right? If you're in the same room.
Right. So no.
The one I went on told me that you can buy per person, but what we did was we upgraded the entire package, the entire cabin trip, so it did include both of ours. But and that's cheaper. That's much cheaper. You actually get it at half price when you do that. When you pick the package that has it included versus buying a drink package separate.
Right. So let me
So
ask you, did you go on what cruise line did you go on?
we went on Carnival because he had
Oh,
never been on a cruise at all, and I do recommend Carnival for the first time goers because you
mhm.
get every experience. You can relax or you can party. When I go on Royal Caribbean, it's not as much party than you have on Carnival. So
Oh. See that
so
everybody keep telling me that, and I've been on Carnival at 17, and then last year I went um
hmm
on World Caribbean. I had a last girl. I could have been on that boat another 7 days. You know what I'm
on
saying?
Royal Caribbean,
Oh, really?
Uh,
we got stuck out in the middle of the water and they were not prepared. They didn't have a contingency plan. So their contingency plan was to give us free bingo.
Oh,
oh no,
And
child.
then we were on there with this Latina family that okay, so if you live in Florida, it's like $5 to get on the boat, right? It's real cheap for residents to like board, and they can go on there all the time. So it was this Latina family that was doing their family reunion. It was like 200 of them,
Hmm.
and they played bingo. You might as well just hand the prize to their family. They won every game.
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, they were just everywhere. It was. I mean, we still had a good time, but it was just disconcerting. It was
Heart.
heartbreaking to be like, dang, y'all won again. Disconcerting. That's the word. To be like, dang, y'all won again. I was turning into a hater. I had to leave. But when I went on the carnival last year, I won a couple of spa packages just by going to the free, tell us about the spa. So
Right.
we did more massages than anything else on that trip.
hold on one second. Tim, I talked about him wearing that hat and actually sitting down at the dinner table in that hat. He does not have a gentlemanly bone in his body, Tim.
Oh, tell it. He is
Oh, I
not.
missed that.
You're
He wore
more
the hat to dinner
Tim.
too. I thought it was
Tim,
just for the
you're yes.
pictures.
No, he wore the hat at the dinner table. Tim, you're
Oh,
more than welcome to hit the link. It's pinned if you want to come up and give us your thoughts about the cruise and how he is tearing down Miss Cruiser, who helped him book those rooms. I would love to hear your opinion on it, Tim. Hit
me
the link.
too.
Jay Wilson is not genteel, and he is not polite. He is not polite. And he always talking about Southern this, that, and no, baby. There's no gentility in you, and there's no politeness. You are not of the polite culture.
I like the hat though. I thought he looked nice.
What,
I
girl?
did. Now I will
I
say
thought
this: I've never
I thought he looked
seen I've
Jewish.
never seen that hat on a cruise.
I
Or
seen that
anywhere.
hat on
He did,
Jewish
he did
men on Friday nights on their way to temple.
he did not have cruise attire on. Okay, the,
No, it looked
that
nice, but I've never seen that on a cruise. You're right.
yeah.
That was the picture night, right? So I'm yeah.
That was the captain's dinner.
Yeah, I call it picture night, Jack. You got all the different
Oh,
booths.
okay.
You got all the different booths and take the pictures.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess Tim's not coming up. Well,
Oh,
so what are you Tim, you're not coming up? Did you leave, Tim? Come up, Tim. Hit the link.
He probably trying to come up right now.
Yeah, he probably got to put a shirt on. He probably lay around the house
Okay.
like Lovely Love, nude.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, look, thank you so much, Ronnie, for having me. I appreciate it.
I cannot believe you think Cruza should have told though.
No, I have changed that. I feel like she should have just kept her mouth closed that she knew.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Well,
feel
that's better.
I'm gonna come on tomorrow and talk about that. That I've changed my mind. Was that I
Okay.
changed my mind? Okay.
You have the right to. All
Uh,
right. Thank you for coming up properly.
like, pleased to talk with you. Right to be told.
Same here. Bye.
Right.
Ronnie, I'm gonna go down Ronnie Q, I'm gonna go down as well. But yeah, I totally understand his feelings. His feelings are valid. It's just hypocritical of how what he preaches.
I
I mean,
agree.
it just is. I mean, because when she said there are no friends on YouTube, I kind of felt like he flinched.
He was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, oh, how am I get out of this?"
yeah, like it was like because that was her out, right? And that would have been his
Right.
exact response. So yeah, I did. But I do get what he's saying because I would have hated a response, and I would have felt like someone slapped me in my face using my same words too. But I also think that I've been in her situation at work with a couple different things recently, so I totally understand her saying, "I don't have to tell you," and it was her choice. She can go either way with it, and she
Right.
chose not to tell it. And she had a valid reason. She said, "I didn't feel like you were in any harm."
Right. And
So,
yeah, I agree. I
yep.
agree.
So, okay, I'm gonna go down. Thank
Okay.
you
Well,
so
thank you
much.
for coming up.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming up and talking to me. I enjoyed myself.
Yep, same here.
Bye bye.
Thank you. All right, bye.
All right, guys. That's it that I have about the cruise, and I'm sure like Dry Mustard said, it's going to be some more videos coming out that are going to be good. And I think it's going to be some more videos. You guys better watch out for Miss Cruiser's videos. I think she made two tonight. If you haven't seen them, go over there and hear her response because Jay Wilson was talking all over her. So I still have yet to hear her response uninterrupted by Jay Wilson because every time she made a good point, he would talk over her so she could not be heard. Good night, Bless. Bless, it was so nice to see you. I'm glad you came out. I missed you. And thank Amalia. Thanks for coming up, Amalia. Jay, right to be told and properly bona fide. So I'm going to leave now. And if you guys would hit the like button on your way out, I would greatly appreciate that. And, we will be back to discuss more about the cruise and the events that Jay Wilson never had. Oh, Tim Blaine. Hold on, people. Hold on. Here I come, Tim. I'm coming, Tim. Let me get you up here, Tim. Hey, Tim. How you
Hey, how
doing?
you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. And
I
yourself?
won't hold you up. I know you're ready to sign off.
No, I'm fine. Shoot, I was waiting on you. I want to hear your analogy. I love to hear what you have to say. Now, did
Oh,
you
there's
hear the
so much.
video where he was telling off Cruza?
I think it's so disgusting. Here, this woman and helped him, and then they didn't ask for any kind of credit or anything. Shelly gets all that mess started. Then he immediately
Mhm.
turns on her like Cruiser owes him something. It's so disrespectful for him to be having all these people coming after her now, like it's her fault and something she has done. She doesn't owe him anything, right? Just like if she would have told him about Sean, then that would have been disloyal to Sean because Sean didn't want it known.
Exactly.
There's
That's
only
my.
one God, honey, only one. So I don't know why he feels he's so special that he
There's
has
no
to
friends
honor.
on YouTube. What
Oh,
happened to that?
and then if ain't no friends on YouTube, how can he expect this woman to be a friend of his and come in and let her know, spy on him? He, for as far as we know, he don't like Wilson no more than he like Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he told me the day before. Sean called me up, told me he wanted to have a Zoom meeting, and he told me he was on that cruise. Well, I'm supposed to go and tell Jay Wilson, hey Jay Wilson, he coming for you. He gonna get on your boat. What?
And why would that make a difference anyway? And what about his itinerary? Did you see that he's in the library while Sean is out with his people eating a 10-course taster meal
Yes.
with wine
Yeah,
for every course, and he's sitting up in the library talking about I went and got a few souvenirs and I got some stuff for the hide and go seek prizes or
what was the whole point in
scavenger.
going there? I mean, if he's
Mhm.
not gonna get off the damn boat, what was the point in going there? The Nassau Bahamas.
Exactly.
We have boats going around San Francisco every day, right? You can get on a boat, you pay I don't know $30 or something like that, and just ride around the bay and come on back home. If he had
But
no intention of going there, then why did he make this cruise? It was only to get people's money, right?
excuse me, and what about this? What happened? I thought he was going to visit his family.
Right.
Remember that? What happened to that? All of a sudden, oh, well, I know how these people are, and I didn't want them docs. But you ain't got no problem with every you. He don't have a problem doxing people himself. He didn't have a problem with whoever that was when Shelley was on the panel who doxed Cruz's real name in his chat, and
Right.
he ain't got no problem with doxing at all. But I saw some people, but they were strangers. They weren't strangers. They were the people who Cruiser sent your way, and they saw you out there by yourself, leaving your rider lives to do whatever they to scavenge for themselves. And they took him on a buggy ride. He didn't have a buggy ride planned for them. They took
Right.
him on a buggy ride. But you scared they gonna dox your family. Well, how can you hop in an Uber? You familiar with Uber and go to your family's house? You think somebody gonna follow you to your alleged because there was never a family house. You never wanted to spend time with them, so you lied and said you had family there.
Somewhere
That's
to
what
go.
happened.
Right.
That's what we always knew it was. You never had family there. Get
And if
out of
you are the event planner, then you should participate in the events, not hide away in a library. And then when everybody else is on shore, you're on an empty boat and you just walking around the boat, right? He gets up early in the morning. Me and Vivian gonna walk. We gonna walk. Have you no interest in these people who you have conned to come on this boat? So you can get
Yes.
money out of it. And what about all these sponsorships? I mean, you begged for 9 months straight about people supposed to sponsor. I'm trying to figure out what the hell did they sponsor? I mean, what did you pay out of the money that people sent you to sponsor people? We
What
find
was
out
the sponsor?
he didn't even pay for the damn little $10 cards. Like people coming all the way over there and they waiting for a little card. Oh, thank you, Jay Wilson.
Wolverine paid for them, and he said if you want your name on the banner when we do the thing, and what banner? You didn't even you barely you ran. You ran the shore, got a few souvenirs, and you ran back. You didn't have no banner out, no place for them to meet, nothing, no activities for them to do, nothing. And so he was saying that he's going to have a banner made. How much is it cost for Vivian to print it out on her Cricut machine? Because you know
Right,
you
that's what's
wasn't
gonna
going to
happen.
buy a professional one.
Who is he gonna buy? Who is he gonna buy souvenirs for? Only person he gonna buy Mark with little small things, little villages, from the Bahamas, some damn where, girl. They cost him
Exactly.
$5, $6, something like that. That's it. He don't know nobody. It's
Exactly.
all a money grab. He only sees everything as a way to get money from people. God damn, he couldn't even pay for one meal. You can't say, no, I'll get this, guys. You didn't collect the money for 9 months.
Now, Tim, did you see anything that he filmed that seemed like they were having fun? All I
No,
heard was, "Oh, we had a good time. Oh, we had fun." He showed no fun.
none. Everybody who looked at Tracy, they all said that there was one similarity. They all said she looked like she was having a good time.
Yes,
Everybody who saw Sean and his group, right? What are they? I forget the name.
right. The club chat, club
What is it
chat,
called?
club chat.
Club chat. Okay. Everybody who saw them together could see that they were having a good time. They were having meals, right? And they were dancing and they were all having everybody was having a good time, except for Jay Wilson, who was just continually telling, we having fun. We having fun. We having a good time. I mean, girl, I think there must be a mental illness where you have to keep repeating the same thing, not recognizing that I just said that like 40 times in a row. Why do you got to keep trying to tell people
40
that you're having a
times.
good time? When we saw Tracy, we didn't have to ask her,
Oh,
Tracy, were you having a good time? It was obvious.
there was no doubt. Hmm. You
Everybody on the
all, we
boat, you
had
can
a
see
good
that,
time.
honey,
You all,
you ain't got
well,
to
you
ask nobody,
all.
are they having a good time? Plus, there was 9 months of his telling us, "Oh, we gonna have a good time. We gonna have a good time. Oh, they mad. They mad. Cause we gonna have a good time. Oh, we having a good time. We having a good. Come on in. Hiding in the damn library. Now he said that the police
In the
station is not right in
library.
front, right? Somebody told me the police
Well,
station was right in front of the library here.
if the
Where
police
the bill
station
state.
is not there, the police officers were stationed right there because
Oh
he
yes,
is
oh
so
yes, right in front of the elevator. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So if Sean or somebody want to go over and smack him upside that bald head, girl, he got, hey, help, 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 security, security. Because he's a scary man. Now he wants to start a problem with this woman,
Mhm.
Cruza. Why you want to start a problem with Cruza? She's at home. He's on the boat with
You
the
know why?
people who crashed his party. They're
You know
right
why?
there next door.
You know
He ain't got
why?
a goddamn. Oh, I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't got no problem with him. Oh, Johnny man, we gotta have a conversation. We gotta have.
Mhm.
Nigga, I'm right here.
And did you see when Cruiser went on his chat when he said, "Oh, there was an issue," and Cruiser said, "What exactly was the issue? What exactly did I do to you, Jay Wilson?" "Oh, well, we're gonna have to talk about
Talk
this
about that
later."
later.
She said, "No, I want to talk about it now." Now, you know why he has developed this problem with Cruiser?
Mhm.
Because that's the only thing he gonna want to talk about this cruise, because he
Right,
cannot say anything about this cruise because we all know it's a failure, so he's trying
right.
to move on and deflect. That's why
Deflection.
he's
Right.
coming up with this. It's deflection.
Well, you're pretty good. You
So,
pick up all the same things I picked up. That's a total deflection. He's sick
mhm.
of people. He know they're gonna chop his head off as soon as he get back. So he's trying to deflect now and turn some of these people against the against Cruiser.
Yes,
So ungrateful, such
someone
an
else.
ungrateful pig. And I would like to have
Yes.
a tally of all the monies sent to you to sponsor this ship. I never could get why, if nobody's being sponsored on the boat, in other words, you're not paying for nobody's trip, you're not paying for nobody's hotel, you're not paying for nobody's nothing, right? And then you're saying these events that wearing a romper, that has to be sponsored and all this kind of stuff, right? How much did you collect
Right.
exactly for that? And then when you consider that
Yes.
Wolverine bought the goddamn gift cards, girl, what did you pay for? What was your participation, Jay Wilson, other than
But
paying your mortgage?
and Tim, he said that he wanted the romper competition sponsored, and it's a private event. And he said that the card game, he wanted to have the spade game. Uh, and so he acted as if that these rooms he was going to have him in, he would have to pay. But somebody had asked V. Lenore already, if you're a guest on the ship, do you have to pay for a conference room? And V. Lenore said, no, those are free. So he put it out there as if he would have to pay to have this in a private area of the ship. So it was a con.
Haven't paid
He's
nothing. He ain't paid
yeah.
shit.
He
They
and
talking
then he talked.
about, oh, he made the gift bag. Girl, you can go to a dollar, get you a basket and go to the dollar store and get all that little shit she had in there, girl.
You had
That ain't nothing.
Dramamine
People throw that in there and
and
they
eye
go,
patches, Dollar Tree stuff, and I'm sure that's exactly what it was. And I'm sure he didn't even reimburse the poor lady. Jay Wilson is a fraud, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
talks about Dovey, but Jay Wilson is a bigger fraud than Dovey has ever been.
right. Well, he sabotaged her event completely and totally. He told
Yes.
everybody she was a con woman. Everybody, oh, I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't get on that boat. What's he gonna do, Dovey? And then he got over this time. So now he's already playing about what we gonna do next year. We want you to get off your fat funky ass and do something right now. We're on the boat right now. There's no next year. It's right now. It's happening right now.
But then he said, "Oh, next year we're gonna go on Virgin. We're gonna do Virgin next year." But then somebody said he must have looked at the prices that they $1,500 to $2,000 a head on Virgin, and now all of a sudden he said, "Oh, well, I think we're gonna go to Houston, or we're gonna go to what's that? Where the waterfall is in New York."
I don't know why anybody would go anywhere
Yeah,
with that. For
I
what?
wouldn't ever.
Because the most boring man. He don't drink. He don't smoke, according to him. He don't drink, don't smoke, don't gamble, don't have sex, he don't do nothing.
Tim,
All he do is sit there
I
and
think he's
tell
a
us now
clown.
we're having a good time. Don't y'all think we having a good time? Say it. Say we having a good time.
I think he's a closeted drinker, because when they were going on the Bon Voyage out of the port, he was like, "Well, I'm so thirsty, but we can't drink until we get into international waters." Well, what you drinking? You can drink water if you can. Yeah, like you,
I caught
he
that. I
is
caught
so
that too.
full of it. So he must be a closeted drinker. Because what couldn't you drink until you got into international waters?
Right,
Like get
right.
out of here. But meanwhile, Sean then was up there on the Lido deck. You notice he was under there underneath the lifeboats, like on the third deck and stuff. And Sean then was on the top deck drinking all while they were going out to
And drinks
international
for
waters.
everyone. Drinks for everyone. All the men
It was-
picking up all the drinks, honey. Oh, and you can get 12 on here, and then what's the other guy? Johnny Mac. He can get 15 on his, and you can get 15. And everybody drinks. Just bring the pitcher.
Yeah.
Not Jay Wilson.
Well, not Jay Wilson. Well, all right, Tim. It was nice talking to you, and
Okay, I
I'm
hope I
gonna
didn't
have
get
to
too
get
loud.
off of here. No, I really appreciate you for coming up. I wish I could stay longer, but I
All
gotta
right.
go cook my husband his dinner. But
All
thank
right.
you for coming, and thank all you in the chat for coming. And I'm gonna catch your video because I hope you go live tomorrow too.
Definitely. We all will. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You guys have a
Bye.
great night. All right, you guys, that was Tim. Thank you for coming out. Please hit the like button on your way out. And I appreciate you for being here. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the YouTube stream.